Hi, you're tuning into AWANI Review with me, Cynthia Ng, and joining me on the show today is a very special guest, Mr. David King, founder and chairman of Australian furniture designer and manufacturer King Living. Thank you so much for being here.
Great to be here.
I think more importantly, I should say thank you for having me here. This is your first flagship showroom in Malaysia. Congratulations on the opening.
Thank you. It's our Bangsa flagship showroom. We're very proud to be here.
Well, many Malaysians are familiar with the brand King Living, but not quite familiar with the history, because I understand that, let's start from that. You started from a humble stall in a market in Sydney 42 years ago.
We did. We started in 1977, and it was basically founded by my mother and myself. My mother was an interior designer. She came up with the idea of making casual furniture for home, and she asked me to make the shapes. I made the shapes out of foam, and she sewed the covers on a home sewing machine. And that was our first furniture. So she made the furniture, and we looked at it, we thought, wow, this is pretty good. And some friends of ours suggested we take it to the markets, that people might want it. So we thought, for a bit of fun, we'll put it in the car, load it in the car. And there was a big market in Sydney called Paddy's Market. We put plastic down on the floor, set up this furniture that we'd made on the floor. And it was amazing. Even as we were taking the furniture out of the car, the other stall holders at the markets were coming up and saying, wow, this is great. How much is it? We want this. This is what we've been looking for. And of course, it became very popular. So we were making these from home. And of course, the neighbors started complaining about trucks coming down the street delivering foam, and customers coming and picking up these things, putting them in their cars. So we had to decide at that time, are we going to go into the furniture business or forget it? And we decided to give it a go. We rented premises in the city of Sydney. At the front of the premises, we set up a store, and at the back, we had a sewing machine. We employed our first employee, and she was sewing the covers, so my mother didn't have to sew the covers anymore.
But going to the furniture business with your mother was never part of your plan.
Oh no, I was actually in electronics business. I had no idea, but I loved it. This is great. Actually, making something and creating it was pretty good.
So at what point did you think that King Living was ready to go international? Because now you're in 7 overseas markets, right? So at what point did you think, okay, we have it, and the next step?
Well, Singapore was a logical choice for us. We had many stores in Australia, very successful, one of the top-selling furniture brands in Australia, and had a very strong reputation. But I decided to move to Singapore because we have factories in Australia and China, and with all the travelling, this region is so well placed. So we opened a store in Singapore, not knowing if we'd sell anything really. And I remember as we were carrying the first furniture into the showroom, a lot of the locals were saying, "You'll never sell that here. The apartments are too small and your furniture's so big, like this piece we're sitting on. It's so big you can't get it in the lifts." And so I wasn't sure. Maybe we were doing something pretty stupid, but it turned out to be something very successful. And now it's one of the biggest stores in the organisation. The sales are fantastic. And from Singapore, we've decided to move on to Malaysia.
So what is your role at King Living right now? Are you more of an overseer, and what is the dynamic with the team?
Yes, I was for many years the managing director and driving the business. And now I have an appointed CEO. So for the last 4 or 5 years, I have a CEO in charge, and I'm officially the chairman. But I'm able to oversee a lot of the expansion of the business, the introduction of new models, new technologies, and it's allowed me to do things that when you're hands-on managing a business, you normally wouldn't be able to do.
Well, I'll get into the innovation part of the business a bit later, but King Living is still very much a family-owned business, family-run operations. What is your vision for King Living in the long term?
Yeah, it's a good question, because my mother and I had discussed this many times during the 80s, after we first started. And we realized that we were doing something pretty special. Our products were different to our competitors. And we aimed to build what I call a 100-year business. A business that would go on well beyond both of us. And it's been the way we've organised our business and the things we do is for the long term. We don't think short term. For instance, our products last. They're steel framed. They're not it's not the sort of furniture you see out in the street being discarded after 5 years. It lasts. It stands the test of time. And the way our organisation is structured, the business should stand the test of time as well.
What is growth to you? Is it opening more stores, expanding to more markets? What is it?
Oh, it's not only that. I mean, that's part of it. It's so exciting for us to see how much people enjoy our products in their homes. So we think we offer a far superior product to our competitors, and to see people buy our products and actually enjoy them is fantastic. And of course, to do that, you need to open more stores. And the response that we've had in Southeast Asia, we've opened our first store in North America, has been unbelievable, been overwhelming.
Now, I'd like to get your thoughts about trends and staying relevant and captivating this increasingly powerful segment of shoppers, which are the millennials.
Yes.
So how does King Living stand out? Because there is no shortage of furniture brands cropping up, catering to this segment, which tend to focus on convenience and price accessibility.
Yes, it's interesting that especially millennials are more attuned to sustainability. They're not looking for short-term products that they throw.
You don't think so? Fast furniture, buy cheap,
I think,
dispose
look,
of?
there is a part of the population that always wants something cheaper, something trendy, but there are people that are more considerate and think more about the planet and their place in the world, and they think to buy something that you're going to discard, especially something as large as a sofa or a large chair or dining setting, something that you're going to throw into the street is obscene. It's bad for the planet and not good for them. So a lot of people are looking for better quality and products that will last.
So let's
and
take
stand
on
the test of time.
Sustainability, because you mentioned that. So how does King Living live up to its commitment to sustainability in its entire value chain, from the design all the way up to packaging even?
Yeah. First of all, our products last. We use steel frames.
25-year warranty.
25-year warranty, but it doesn't mean they'll last 25 years. They could last 100 years. But our products are very strong. And also our designs. Designs are timeless. If you look at the lines, the lines of our products, they're very clean, architectural. There's not a lot of unnecessary ornamentation and bits of detail that will date the products. So if you buy something that's trendy, that might be, in bright colours and with unusual shapes, it can look very awful after a couple of years. We avoid that. We want our furniture to look great in your home in years to come. So whether it's in 2 years or 20 years, it should still be relevant. And if you look at the great designs from the 20th century and the 21st century, you could put them in any period, whether it's the 1930s, 1950s, it'll look good in those interiors. And they're the sort of products that we create, products that will stand the test of time.
And how do you galvanize your team to meet these goals, sustainability, and to make sure that this is a brand new building for 100 years?
Yeah, it's important that people that come to work for the company understand the company's DNA, which is to produce superior products that will stand the test of time. And it's easy to talk about it, but to actually put it into practice, it takes a lot of discipline. But we're lucky enough to have a lot of very young, very smart designers and engineers working on our products, and they understand the aspects of our furniture that make the difference.
I'm quite interested to find out, the market in general has always been a margin game, right? It's very competitive. For King Living, do sacrifices have to be made over the years? Because we see a lot of furniture companies, perhaps some of them downgrading to cheaper materials to meet budget constraints. Do you ever have to resort to that?
Well, it's very tempting. I mean, when you buy a sofa, you can't see what's inside it. So if we made our furniture out of softwood like our competitors, and webbing, we would make a lot more money. It's much cheaper to use webbing and softwoods than it is steel frames, steel suspension. But we want products that'll last. But our business structure is such that we design, we manufacture, and we sell the products directly.
So you have control of the entire
we have
value
control, and also after-sales service. So if you buy one of our products, it doesn't stop when you buy it. We can offer you new covers, we can organise the furniture to be clean for you. if anything ever goes wrong, and it rarely does, but if something does, all the components can be repaired or replaced easily. It's a long-term thing. It's not just buying a sofa. You become part of the king living.
So how do you build that brand awareness, especially to the younger demographics, who are exposed to, I mentioned fast furniture earlier, inspirations from Instagram, things like that? Because what you're building here is quality, durability, and versatility, right?
It's really through word of mouth. So if you buy one of our sofas and you put it in your home, hopefully it looks fantastic. Your friends, your family come over and they say, "We want one too," and that's our best commercial. It's really word of mouth. You can put ads in newspapers all over the place. There's nothing more powerful than having a great product in your life that you really love and you tell your friends about it.
So let's talk about the retail experience then. How do you make it enticing for to attract people to the stores amid stiff competition, not just brick and mortar, but also online?
Yeah, well, it's interesting because starting at the markets, we found you can put something out there and put a price on it, and people will say, "Oh yeah, I'll buy it one of these days." But to actually get people to buy things, it has to be at a good price, and most people are pretty smart about prices. So the great thing is that our products are very sophisticated. They have these amazing ingredients, amazing leathers and fabrics, but they're reasonably priced. We don't have a franchise model. We don't sell to other stores that put margins on, so we can control the prices. And when people compare the price of our products with our competitors, they come back and buy from us because it is much better value.
Let's talk about then the digital strategy, talk about technology being innovative. What is the digital strategy moving forward for King Living?
It's very exciting and something we're looking at very closely. Like for the first time in history, people can look at design, look at trends almost instantly, whereas before it was very, very difficult. So it's very important for our business to be at the top end of the market, to understand what consumers need and satisfy their needs. You can buy our furniture online, but we find with high quality products, people like to try them.
You still want to touch it.
They want to touch them, yeah, they want to touch it and make sure it's exactly what they want. So whilst we sell a lot of furniture online, a lot of people love to come to our showrooms, and our showrooms are an experience. Choosing furniture in our showrooms is an enjoyable experience for people.
So this is your latest showroom. Let's
Yes.
talk about expansion, because I understand that you're moving more aggressively into this part of the world,
We are,
Asia.
yes.
What are the opportunities you're seeing?
I think huge opportunities. I mean, you hear all the time the emerging middle class in Asia, and it's a reality. People are becoming wealthier, better educated, smarter. They're more aware of design. And as people are more aware of design, our products stack up very well. When you compare our products with other products, they make a lot of sense. So in Asia, this is happening. People understand design more, and it's a fantastic market for our products. But so is North America. We've opened our first store in Vancouver in Canada. And you might say, why would people in North America want to buy Australian designed furniture? Why?
So why going there? What exactly did you see in that market?
Well, they do.
excited
They love Australian furniture. People see Australia as having a relaxed lifestyle. Australians know how to relax and enjoy themselves, and our products are products to relax in. So they're fascinated. As soon as they hear that we're Australia's most awarded furniture company, they want to come and have a look. And when they experience the products, they really love it. Now, we've been very successful there in the short time we've been there.
Let's talk about some trends that you're observing in the furniture business, right? Traditional furniture or even fashion retailers, they tend to design collections 12 to 18 months in advance to release for the quarter.
Yeah.
Does it still apply, or do you feel like you need to move more quickly to...
Furniture has been slow moving compared to fashion. Fashion, a seasonal thing, there's new designs coming out all the time, and there's fashion retailers that have this fast fashion. Furniture's a little bit slower, but at the same time, there's a lot more pressure to have the greatest and latest new colors, new textiles, new looks. And luckily we have a dynamic team that are constantly looking for the best materials, researching, creating new technologies, and we're lucky that this is happening. We're a very dynamic, innovative company compared to many other furniture companies.
In what ways? So how do you become more agile for a business which is quite traditional still, in a sense?
I think it's been since we began, since we've looked for better ways to do things, and done it in a dynamic way. We're lucky enough to have a group of very, very smart designers, engineers that are so driven. They come in the morning, they have these amazing ideas and are creating the most wonderful products.
Do you still get involved in the designing process?
I love it. It's part that I really love, and I believe that we've got a long, some very, very exciting things that we can create and put into the market in the near future.
So let's talk about in the near future, what are the trends that you're observing?
Well, furniture itself, I mean, the internet is driving a lot of change. And I think with furniture, people can see new ideas, new trends, new ways to do things, and they can see, and just on your home computer in a few minutes, you can see the best the world is offering. You can see people's opinions of it. So this technology is driving change.
Then let's talk about a bit more about the expansion plans, especially in Malaysia. This is your second showroom,
Yes.
First flagship showroom, and what are the opportunities you see specifically to Malaysia?
Yeah, I think Malaysia is one of the most exciting countries. It's very dynamic. I think in the time that I've been coming here, which is since the 70s, it's evolving, it's changing. The people are very well educated, very smart, located in the most amazing part of the world, and I can only see things are getting, the speed is kind of building, and I think this is one of the most dynamic areas of the planet.
What can you share in terms of differences of preference, customer preference between producing products for your customers in North America compared to Asia?
It's interesting because our best-selling products in Australia are our best-selling products in Malaysia.
Similarities.
Yeah, because there's some beautiful large homes in Kuala Lumpur. There's small apartments. It's very similar to Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane. These cities that have similar lifestyles in many ways, and the products that people are choosing here are exactly the same as the products in Australia, and the same is happening in North America.
Well,
and I think Malaysians appreciate good design. They research. People that are spending a little bit more in the marketplace, they expect better, and they do hard research, and they know, and that's why we've already been extremely successful here.
King Living in Malaysia, at least that I know of, targets the mid to upper premium market, right? So, but price being a key decision maker in a lot of things, will King Living try to appeal to customers with a more modest budget, perhaps a second line?
We do. I think even if people don't want to spend a lot of money on a product, whether it's dining or a sofa or bedding, you can find products in our range that are very reasonably priced, but still have that King functionality, the points of difference.
Okay. So you're in 7 markets right now, including Malaysia. Are there new markets in the horizon?
Yes, we're looking at quite a number of areas at the moment, but you can only do so much at one time. At the moment, our business is growing very quickly. Our manufacturing is a key part of our business. It's the foundation of our business, that we manufacture our own products, and we have control over the quality, the styling, the way they're made. So we're spending a lot of money and time in increasing our manufacturing, improving it, introducing amazing new systems, using more automation.
You mentioned technology just now, so let's get into that a bit. Like, what kind of technology are you incorporating to make things more agile, more efficient?
Well, I think in furniture production it's very exciting because we use steel frames. A lot of our work is done by robots. The steel is cut robotically. It's cut. It's precision made by machines. There's still plenty of employees in the factory, but the welding, even the fabric cutting is all done robotically, and this means that you can create perfect products that fit perfectly, covers that fit perfectly, and the standard of quality and level of finish can be very, very high.
And more cost efficient too, I
Yeah,
imagine?
but there's also there's still all the handcrafting and skill that goes into it. So it's the combination of this amazing technology with long-term handcrafting that makes a product that has this essence.
What goes through your mind in terms of selection of products, style? What is the philosophy of King Living? I'm just trying to get a sense of, when you look at this product, you know that it's yours.
I think we're looking for products that will enhance the way you live. In other words, we just don't want to make a sofa. We want a sofa that you can enjoy. For instance, these cushions, you can move them, you can change them, move them around. Our seating
We're moving.
can move. Our products aren't just static; they're
right, so-
dynamic. You can change them. They can conform to the way you live.
So what is the sofa of the future, if you don't mind me asking?
Sorry,
Sofa of the future.
the sofa of the future. Well, I wish I knew, but I think it's getting very close to some of our latest designs. We have some amazing new products.
Okay, looking forward to see that. Now let's get a bit into yourself, as an entrepreneur. What are the ups and downs over the years, competition, and what do you see were the biggest challenges for you?
Well, one of the biggest challenges as a company grows, especially a family company, is you think about the future, succession planning, and there's some very difficult decisions to be made. And if you're building a 100-year company, you think of the future, and you actually have to think past your own family. It's about the products you make, the DNA of the business. How can that carry on into the future? And I made a decision many years ago to actually step back from a lot of the day-to-day things that I was doing, because as a business owner, in a small business, the business owner often drives the business and does a lot of the work and leads by example, but that's not sustainable. And I notice there's some fantastic Malaysian furniture companies, Australian furniture companies over the years where their founders have retired or passed away, and the companies have gone down very quickly. We haven't wanted that to happen to our companies.
So what measures are you putting in place to ensure that the company withstands the test of time?
Yeah, I think, as I said, we made some very hard decisions early on, or I made some very difficult decisions. And one of them is to let go of some of the reins, to let other people do some of the things that I was doing, because I was involved in design and manufacturing and even in the advertising. And then I realized that there are a lot smarter people out there than me. So you bring in these amazing, often younger people that have these skills, and they actually can do a better job than you can. And that's what I've done. I have a CEO who's a remarkable person at putting together the accounts and the systems, and we have these amazing young designers that they've worked with me, and now on their own they are creating the most amazing things. So to future-proof the company, you need people, and you need people that understand the DNA, and everybody in the business needs to understand where it's going, why it's going there, and how to get there, and work together.
What about your greatest achievement, if you can share with us?
Greatest achievement? I think one of the things that satisfies me the most is when people come up to me and say, I own a King Living sofa. I love it. Our family loves it. To me, products that we've created, we've designed and sold them, and people are living them with them every day. It's one of the products that you do use a lot in your life. It's so satisfying to hear that. I love it.
Thank you so much, David, for your time. And again, thank you for hosting us in this wonderful showroom, and wish you all the best with your expansion plans.
It's been a wonderful pleasure being here, and certainly we're very proud to be here in Malaysia.
Thank you.
Thank you.